Welcome to episode 9 of Let's Learn to Code for Free. Unfortunately, I was out of town for about a week, but I'll continue today. So last time we finished the first responsive web design project, which was build attribute page. That should be in my CodePen dashboard. Okay, so I don't know how to see all my pens or whatever they're called. Okay, so pen just creates a new one. I guess it's under my dashboard. Right, here's the Michael Jackson tribute page that we created. So today we're ready for the second responsive web design project, which is build a survey form. So let's start. I'll just quickly copy paste the text. Not sure if I need this text, but it's always just good to have, a source where you can search for everything. Okay, so build a CodePen IO app that is functionally similar to this. So this is a survey form. Fulfill the below user stories and get all the tests to pass. Give your own personal style. You can use HTML. I guess this part is the same. I can see a title with ID title. Okay, we'll look into these later. You can build your project by forking this CodePen pen. So I'll copy this link address, fork, what's it called, survey form? Yes, fork, FCC, project number 2, survey form. I wonder what my first one was called. What? I guess this is the standard name. Project, so let's call it responsive web design, right, like that. So FCC, responsive web design project number 2 is survey form, and this one is project number 1, tribute page. Oh, and this is also here, I think, right, in GitHub. Let's see. Hello World is my first repository. Okay, it's under... No, that doesn't make too much sense. Let's see, I'll create one more. Does it make sense to create a repository? I guess so. I'll call them FCC projects. Why not? And let's see if I can move the one from here, from Hello World. This is taking an awful... There we go. Okay, is there a way to move this? Copy path, find file. I don't know how to move this. Move, wait, what is this? It's a repository. Move file, move GitHub file to other repo. Browse to the file in the upper right corner, file, view, open file editor. In the file name field, change the name, move into a subfolder. Edit this file. Here. Oh, no, I can't put it up there. Let me just copy it for now. Why not? Repositories, FCC projects. So create new file. FCC RWD project 1. Okay, and let's create a new one. Well, don't need that yet, but might as well create it while I'm here. Number 2, survey form. Okay, so this is the pen that I copied. I don't need the JS editor. I probably don't need the CSS editor either. For now, script. Okay, so all this does is load this select test suite thing, I guess. Okay, so we have to, how was this? I think we don't even have to tell them that it's, we don't have to use the doc type thing. I think I read that somewhere. Okay, let's still use it. So let's check their example. Survey form. Let us know how we can improve FreeCodeCamp. Name, email, age. Okay, so just standard forms to fill. Age looks like okay. Drop-down menu, some radio buttons. Another drop-down menu, some checkboxes, and another free form, free text form, and then a submit button. Okay, of course I don't remember. Oh, okay, and it looks like there's a survey form. Let's see how this behaves when I change the size. Interesting. So, okay, it's inside of some kind of container with this background color. I guess this is H1. Okay, let's just start. So normally what I would do is, I think it was like, we have to say it's HTML, right? Normally, maybe we don't need it for a CodePen, but HTML. So let's check the notes. Right, and then doc type HTML. Okay, that's the first line. Okay. Telling the browser that this is an HTML page. So the script can stay up here, and then do I need head? I'm a bit confused about head and headers and stuff. I think head is just, yeah, an organizational structure thing. Right, oh, right. So head is where, well, title could be here. Ah, I guess this is the title that you see up here. And an example. Is there a title? Oh, we never used title. Interesting. So we never used the title element. I think that's what this is. Title, top title. I think that's how it works. Is there a way to full page view? Okay, it doesn't change the name of this thing. Well, I'll just leave it there for now. Why not? I don't think it'll break anything. So I'll start the body here, and then I'll just close the body. Don't need any of these comments. Okay. So I can see a title with ID is equal to title in H1 sized text. So in the body, I want h1 survey form /h1, but I also want it to have an ID, right? ID is equal to title. So this is survey form. I can see a short explanation with ID, description, and p-sized text. What is p-sized text? I guess just a paragraph, but I wonder if that's what they mean. Paragraph. Well, let us know how we could improve the let us learn. Okay, not let us because that's so. Tell us how we could improve the let's learn to code for free series. I can see a form with ID survey form. Okay, I forgot what a form is supposed to look like. Wasn't it like input is equal to form? Or maybe it was like input form. Let's check. Input type text. Okay, inputs are self-closing. Submit data to a server. I guess we don't have to make it submit yet, but maybe that's one of the other user cases, whatever it's called. So input type text, ID description. Input ID is equal to description. Oops. Sorry. So the paragraph, this one should be ID is equal to description. A form with ID survey form. Type text. Can we move this guy? Can't move this guy. Enter my name in a field with ID name. Inside the form element. So I just created an input element. The type is text. Man, how do I move this? Script, what if I change the size? How can I move this? Let's just get this out of the way. Was it like this? Yes. Okay, so that already created one. But so it's telling me, oh, I can put this back, otherwise I'm getting confused and I don't need this. So I can see a form with ID yada. So this is not a form yet, is it? Form action. So this is how to create a form element. And this one is just a text field. Okay, so this is just a text field. So I want a form element. Form. Why do I need an action? I guess I don't need an action. So form. Right, and the ID of this form should be survey form, right? And then one day soon I can close the form. So inside this form, there's a text element and input type text. Placeholder, right. Type text. So since input is a self-closing, placeholder is equal to enter your name. Okay, that worked. Doesn't have to be capital letter. Oh, in a field with ID name. In a field. Is this a field? Input ID name. I think this is a field. Let's check. Does it say anything about a field? Right. Oh yeah. So a text field. So that's what input type text. Right. So a field. So this is a text field with an ID of name, and the placeholder is enter your name. Okay. Required to enter an email. So I'll just copy paste this. Input, I guess, email. Enter your email. So how do I make this go to a new line? I guess, does this work here? Break. Okay, that works. You can just create 2 of them. There must be a better way, but it could be like, what if I turn this into, what was that, block, type of block, elements that automatically go to a new line, block elements, display block. I think this was, Google is blocked, style block. Okay, that's something else. A block element, exactly. So to a block element on its own line. I think that what it meant. If I do display block, can be changed to block elements. Okay, so display block, right? Let's try. Don't know if it works, but let's just try. Display block, something like this. Probably doesn't work. Display block. So it's within an image and it needs the semicolon, and this one is also an image. Yeah, not sure what the problem is, but I didn't expect it to work. I was just like, I thought it might work. Okay. Inside the form, enter an email. If I enter an email that is not formatted correctly, I will see an HTML5 validation error. Ooh, how do I do that? Was there something about that? You can't do like if. Or let's just search for error. No. I don't think the word HTML5 is mentioned too often. Oh, it is. Required attribute. But that's not exactly what they want. that is not formatted correctly. Oh, there was like, not sure. Was there a way to tell it to be an email or something? Email. Oh. Add a for attribute on the email label that matches the ID on its input field. That doesn't really work. I remember you could do something with like dates. Yeah, date picker. Not sure, how did we learn this? Or did we ever learn how to do this? Newbie, radio levels newbie. Doesn't say anything about email here or mail. Input type email. Okay. Okay, so maybe we need, oops, I don't know what I did here. Input ID is email. Type is email. Okay. That's a mistake. Like this is, I wanted to write the name. The ID should have been email, but so somehow this might have worked. So apparently input type email, ID email, pattern. Ooh, interesting. The input value is automatically validated to ensure that it's either empty or a properly formatted email address. The valid and invalid are automatically applied. On browsers that don't support input types, a email input falls back to being a standard text input. Okay. If and only if the multiple attributes are separated by commas. Max length, pattern, a regular expression. The input's contents must match in order to be valid. Interesting. How many characters the input field should be? I guess. Oh, the input field. Don't need spell check. Don't need multiple. Okay, so don't need a pattern. Input type ID email. Input type ID email. Placeholder, enter your email. Oh. So we want it to be required, right? Yeah. I guess it checks after you submit something, right? Okay, so maybe this helped. Inside the form, I can enter a number in a field with ID number. If I enter non-numbers in the number input, I will see an HTML5 validation error. Okay, why do I need a number here? It's just a test, I guess. Input ID number, I guess. Yeah. Number. Enter a random number between 0 and 9. And let's add breaks. Okay. If I enter numbers outside the range of the number input, which are defined by min-max attributes, I will see an HTML5 validation error. Don't remember that either. I mean, I remember min-max, but that was more like the size of something. Max width. I mean, technically, wait, what does it say? Min-max. I guess it's just an attribute, so I probably can just say, you know, like min is equal to 0. Don't think this works. This probably doesn't work. I don't think I can have semicolons in here. Not sure. Let's see where else. Min max. That's the width. Width. Dimension width. Okay, so I guess they want us to find out. Number or min max. Here we go. Regular expression. Length of your entries. Oh. So that kind of worked. Apparently we can add steps. So you're only supposed to be able to use damn it, what are they called? Full numbers? No. Yeah. How old are you? Is there an example? Here's an example. Yeah, but I want to see the, okay. How old are you? $120 is maximum. Huh, so wait, it does this red thing if it's above, outside of the range. Okay, interesting. How did they do that? Mandatory. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense to say, like, star here, star here, to make it all required. Okay, I guess this works. Oh, why didn't this work now? Because I have to play with the size. No, wasn't it size? What was it? So this is an input. I want to be able to change the width of, so this is, oh, this is like this is changing the size of the box. So this is not exactly what I wanted. Well, it's not what I wanted at all. So let's check again. Let's check the example. How old are you? Type number. Min is equal to 12. Max is equal to 120. Okay, without the semicolons. That didn't help. Why is that changing the size? Oh. Oh, this is just popping up because, oh, it's working. Okay, so it's basically changing, like automatically choosing a size for the input, I guess. Like for the default, like for the allowed inputs, plus these buttons. But how do I change the width? So I can tell. Oops, I don't need this. Max width 200 pixels. Okay, so this is styling it, right? Body. Okay, I'm a bit confused. Form. P. Oh, I didn't use any label fours. I guess that's best practice. Should use that. Interesting. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go back to the form. And form with the paragraph. Create a text field. Is there anything related to the size? Required. Set of radio buttons. Field set. Okay. Not sure how I can change the size, but let's keep it like this for now. I'll say wait, what happens if I write something here? Does that, yeah, exactly, okay. How do I change the size of this text field? Enter a random number. Okay. So let's go back to the user stories. I guess this works. For the name, email, and number input fields inside the form, I can see corresponding labels. No, I didn't do that. That describe the purpose of each field with the following IDs. Okay. Wanted to remember how to do that anyway. So let's look at labels quickly. So do I have to create a label for corresponding labels? Yes. So for each and all, let me just copy this example. I don't need that right now. I'll just copy it here, paste it here. So label, and then label. I think I have to use something like label 4. Oops. Label, type radio, type text. Right, so that's the label. Name is I think it was called 4. I have to use something like that, label 4. Yes. Okay, label 4. Label 4 is equal to name, label. So that's the minimum required, I guess, right, for this user case. And then for email, and then slash label, and then label 4 is equal to number, and then close label. Okay, that's probably it. With the following IDs. Did I add IDs to them? No. Let's go back to the notes. Input ID. We have input IDs. Oh, name. Oh, right. So it's supposed to, like, they're all supposed to have the same names. Forgot why we want to add name here. That's a bit confusing. It's just best practice, I guess. So it's saying name label. Oh, but I created that for the inputs. So I'm a bit confused. For the name of input fields inside the form, I can see corresponding labels that describe the purpose of each field with the following IDs. But okay, I guess I just have to name the labels. So label for name ID is equal to name label. That changed something. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. I guess that's what they mean. Email label, number label. Email name label and number label. For the name, email, and number input fields, I can see placeholder text that gives me a description. Did that, right? Either the placeholders. I have to figure this one out, but for now it's okay. Should probably add one break here. For the name, inside the form element, I can select an option from a drop-down that has a corresponding ID drop-down. So Do I need a label for that? Yeah, why not? Label for drop down. Drop down ID is equal to drop down label. Input ID is equal to drop down, right? Yes. And then type is equal to drop down. Don't remember. Okay, so let's check our notes for drop down. Nothing. What? Let's go to radio. Because it's something similar, right? Radio button, label, input type radio, name. So I need a name. Right, of course, type drop down name is also equal to drop down. This doesn't look like a drop down. So how do I create a drop? Maybe I need options in here. Okay, so label, input, drop down, HTML5. Date, time, file, email, image, button, checkbox, radio. Where's drop down? I don't get it. Menu item. I guess that's the one. Ouch. This is confusing. Item radio. I don't get it. Oh, here, size is equal to 10. Max length, min length. Yeah, so why didn't that work? I'm pretty sure I did that. Can I do size? It's equal to 500. Why? Why is this not working? I need like a unit, px. I don't get it. Well, so that's not what we were trying to understand. Drop down. Is there a different name for it? Am I stupid? Radio, checkboxes. That's it. So let's try this. Drop down, so check box, radio. Maybe select drop down. Select. Don't think we ever used that. What the hell is going on? Okay, they are expecting us to, learn, so that's okay. Label for city, current city. So label for dropdown. Dropdown. And then select. So there's no type. Interesting. There's no input ID. Okay, let's see if that's the only one. For input, type text with value, max length, password, type file, radio, checkbox, select dropdown. Opt group. Oh, nice. Multiple attribute. Press Control. Okay. Okay, so I guess we're going to use select. Select ID city. So select ID is equal to dropdown. Type dropdown name. Okay, so we don't need these, I guess. We have to look here. Option selected disabled. I guess this is like the placeholder. Interesting. Why is the size of this box so weird as well? Drop down option. There's something wrong here. Oh, right. Select option. And then I guess all we need is like, let's do something like this. Sorry, like this. Slash option. Just, so I know it's my input. Yeah, okay. Selected, disabled. Cool. So label for dropdown label, select ID, dropdown. Okay, I wonder if that's what they want. Corresponding ID is dropdown. Yeah, it's a select. I can select an option. Inside the format element, I can select a field from one or more groups of radio buttons. Okay, this one we learned. Radio. Here. Label for blah blah, input radio. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's just write it. So label for is equal to radio. ID is equal to radio. So this is like, let's call it first radio. ID is equal to radio. Right. So this is just like the text inputs here, right? Input ID is equal to first radio. I'm not sure if that's right. Radio. I'll add a break. to close this label, I guess. Type is equal to radio, and then first radio, and label. So it's something like this. Second radio. Not using the grid knowledge I have at all. I should. Oh, I don't need this. Oh, I didn't start another label. Wait, what do I have? Copy pasted here? Okay. Second radio, don't need this text. So I'm not sure. Probably doing something wrong here. Okay, label for indoor, label for outdoor, right. Don't have a name. Ah, okay, so oh, I just want this, I guess. That's why I'm a bit confused. I just wanted the word. Oh, I didn't close this label. That didn't help. Okay, so why is this not sending the radio options to a new line? Should be sending it. Label opened, select added a break, label close, added a break. Label for first radio, input first radio. Label closed. Label for second radio, label closed. Right, so this needs a name, right? That was the thing. I guess in the input, right? Yeah. So name radio. Name is equal to radio, I guess. So now only one will be selectable. If I add this here as well, right? Because then it knows, yeah. Okay, so this worked. I don't understand why this didn't work. Oops. So break. And I can't add text here either, right? Label closed, label opened, label closed, label opened. I don't get it. Everything looks kind of okay. Well, let's check later. Each group should be grouped using the name attribute. Oh, I can select a field from one or more groups of radio buttons. So I could create one more. I can select several fields from a series of checkboxes, each which must have a value attribute. I think value meant like checked or not checked. So let's see what happens if we do that. Oops, we do this. First check box, checkbox, first checkbox, type checkbox, name checkbox, first checkbox, and then second checkbox, second checkbox. But it needs a value, so that worked, right? Yeah. I think value is equal to checked. No? Thought my memory was helping me here. So checkboxes. Okay, thank you for the 1 hour warning. Checkboxes. Each checkbox should be nested with its own label. Checked. Oh, it's just checked. That's it. So what do they mean? Each of which must have a value attribute. So HTML5 checkbox input value attribute. Value. The value of the checkbox. This is never seen on the client side, but on the server, this is the value given to the data submitted when the checkbox with the checkbox's name. Take the following example. Checkbox subscribe value is newsletter. Oh, so this is going to send it. Okay. Newsletter. Button subscribe. Okay, when the form is submitted, the data name value pair will be subscribe is equal to newsletter. Name, okay. So name checkbox, value is equal to second checkbox. I guess this makes sense. And here value is equal to first checkbox. Okay, I think that makes sense. I'm presented with a text area at the end for additional comments. Not sure if we learned text area. So this is grid template. This is like, need to go to the beginning. Area, change a variable for a specific area. No. Okay, so it's like, don't need any of these. I want HTML5 input text area. Text area. Tag. But I want it to be an input. So is it an input type? Text area. No example? Don't get it. The label element to expand should be entered into an input or text area. Okay, inside the form element, I'm presented with a button. So, label for something, text label, text area ID name, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's try that out without looking. So again, a label for text area, slash label. and then text area. Was that how it was formatted? Whoops. Text area. Okay, nothing in between. ID is equal to text area label for, so input label closed. What's this? Why is /form here? Because I didn't close text area. Text area ID area name is equal to text area. Why not? Oh, it's not self-closing. Okay. Enter random text and then text area. Okay. And then let's add a break here. Okay, so this one works. This one also works. So I want one between the radio button. Oh, that worked. So why doesn't it work here? Label. Oh, maybe I have to close select or something. Select. Break. Yay! Okay, now I'm glad. Radios. Okay, finally. Radios and checkboxes. Cool. Enter random text, text area. And now we need a submit button. ID is submit, to submit all my inputs. I don't remember how to do that. Let's just guess. Input type. Do I need a label? Yeah, why not? Label for is equal to submit button. ID is equal to submit. Input ID is equal to submit. Is that what thing with ID submit? Yeah. Type is equal to button. I think that's what it was. And then just submit. And then close the label. Is that how it works? No. Name submit. Name is equal to submit. Placeholder? I don't think so. No. Okay, so let's see how that works. Submit. Create a form element. Add a submit button. Button type. Oh. Oh. Label for submit button. Button type is equal to submit. Okay, so it is taking this text. Let's just do this. And let's add a break. Okay, so I'm not sure. Button type submit. I'll have to close button. And that should be it. Like a very bad and basic solution, but let's see if it passes all the tests. What? ID main. It didn't say anything about main here. Well, that's not nice. Okay, so like body, I guess. Image. Oh, wait. Now I see. Now I get it. Body. So I have to select survey form. Ah! 14 out of 17. For the name, okay. ID name label, that didn't work. I can see corresponding labels that describe the purpose. Ah, no, I don't think. I can see corresponding labels. Label for name label. Oh. Does it have to be like this? I'm not sure. I don't think so. No. Corresponding labels that describe the purpose of each field. Oh, okay. Now I understand. So it should be like name, right? Email, and number. Okay, that worked. Great. Inside the form element, I can select a field from one or more groups of radio buttons. Each group should be grouped using the name attribute. So let's look at the radios using the name attribute. Name radio, name radio. Oh, this should work. You can do that. It says one or more. Maybe it wants another radio group. So HTML5 input radio group. Label. Not sure if that's what they mean. A group of radio buttons. Only one radio can be selected. Well, that's kind of what I did. Yeah. Okay, let's get this out here. So, a div. Don't need a div. Input type radio. Doesn't even have any labels here. Oh. Interesting. So does it have to be the other way around? Okay, let's add divs. Maybe that makes it easier. So just a paragraph. Okay, let's try that. Radios/p. Input type radio. So I don't need this label in here. It's like first radio, and then I create a label for is equal to first radio. So input is closed here. Right. Label for first radio label. Name radio. So maybe that's how it's supposed to be. So it's like here we created label for first, or here, label for number, and then input number. I'm not sure though. Did that work, or is it the same? No, it's the same. Must have a value attribute. What? No, must have a value attribute. It didn't say that here. Okay, so we have a value attribute for these guys. Just in the input, I guess. Value is equal to first radio, second radio. Okay, 16. And, oh, why didn't submit work? There should be a button with ID is equal to submit. Oh, that's why. That should work. No! Type attribute should have a value of submit. It does. Label for submit ID, submit button type. So maybe I don't need the label here again. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, I'm a bit confused with these labels, but version 1 of this one is complete. So I can also copy it into my GitHub and then create a new file. Cool. I'll have to errors 1100. What's that? That doesn't look very nice, but you know, I'll have to work on that. So for today, let's just copy paste this into the solution. Great. So that was the second responsive web design project from FreeCodeCamp, and in the next video we'll do the third one called Build a Product Landing Page. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, write it in the comments below. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, and if you have any improvement ideas, let me know as well. Take care.